When I started my fitness journey, I had no idea what I was doing. This is how I turned that around. So, the first time I stepped into a gym, I think I was like 12 years old. And I went with my dad. He said to me one morning, "Hey, do you want to come to the gym with me?" And I just went with him on a weekend because through the week I had school. And he said to me, "You'll enjoy it. You can do some exercise. And if you don't, well, at least you try." So I went with him. We did the first day. And I liked the sensation that it was. I liked the experience. And I started going with him just for a couple of weeks, every now and then, on the weekends when I didn't have school. And I enjoyed myself. Like everybody else at the beginning, I didn't know much what I was doing, so I would just go in there, try a few machines, have some fun, do a bit of abs because I wanted a six-pack, and then I'd go home, have a shower, have some food, and it would be great. After a couple of weeks, obviously I was still a kid, so I said, "Oh, I don't want to go anymore." I had other things that I wanted to do, like play with my friends, go play football, and so on. So I left it on the side until I turned 16, and then I started going again on my own, and I said, "Hey, this time I want to take it a bit more seriously." So I actually looked into workouts I could do online. I found influencers that I liked at the time, and I said, "Hey, I'm going to follow a bit of a routine, try different things, different exercises, not just the machines this time, and see how it goes." The reason why I'm telling you this story is because I want you to see that when you're starting the gym, you don't need to know everything. It's a progressive thing, and each time you go, you learn something different. Even to this day, each time I go, I still learn new things, and I find better ways to improve my body. So from 16 to 18, I'd say that I was going for like a year, on and off. Sometimes I'd go, sometimes I wouldn't. I was in my teenage years, so I didn't want to go out and party, be with my friends, and I didn't fully commit to it. But in 2020, I was going to move to Madrid, and I was like, this year I'm going to take it fully serious, because in the past I'd just go to the gym every now and then, I'd follow an odd workout. My nutrition was all over the place. I'd eat whatever. I didn't understand protein, macros, calories, anything. All I would do is go to the gym and think, "Oh, if I train enough, I'll get big enough," and that's it. It obviously wasn't the case, because there was no consistency, there was no nutrition, and there was no plan in the gym. So when I moved to Madrid, I decided I'm going to be the only person accountable for this, because when I was at home, I was like, "Oh, I don't have enough money for the food because I can't pay for it," and I just make up tons of excuses of why I wouldn't take it seriously. So I was like, when I go to Madrid, I'm going to take it seriously. And when I went to Madrid, I took a full year of serious training with tracking all my workouts, my nutrition, made sure I had good protein, that I was eating enough calories, and I did a bit of a bulk. And that was the first year that I made quite a bit of progress and gained quite a bit of muscle to my body and made the biggest change. So a year after that, I had basic understanding of what workouts were, how to track, a bit of nutrition, a bit about macros. When I came back from Madrid, I decided to take a bit of a break, and I just started eating whatever, and I kept on training, but I kept on learning on the training side. So I tried different workouts, I tried different exercises, I tried different rep ranges, and I put a bit more effort into learning how that went. But then two things happened. One was COVID, which was unfortunate for everybody, so we were stuck at home and you couldn't really make a lot of progress. You could only just about maintain your physique. And then the second thing is I was working in the yachting industry, and you basically had to work like 14-hour days. Sometimes you wouldn't go home for 2 weeks, had no gym, and it was very difficult to maintain a good nutrition and training. So I lost a lot of weight, a lot of muscle, and a lot of my progress. And even though I lost all my progress, I was still wanted to learn. So I was still watching YouTube videos, influencers, learning new workouts. Like I said, it's an ongoing process of learning each and every day. And nearly all my life, I always decided I wanted to get bigger, bigger, bigger. So I would always bulk, eat tons of food, get really big, and then I would never cut down because I thought I wasn't big enough. Until last year. Last year I got to about 105 kilos, and I was like, this is way too much. I need to cut down and see what it's like. And I cut down for the summer all the way down to 10% body fat. And you also learn different things when you're bulking and when you're cutting, because you understand your body better and how it reacts to different things. So I'm going to wrap this story up pretty quick now because it's dragging on a bit too long. But what I want you to understand is that the gym is something progressive, and you learn something new every single day. It's something that goes like this. It doesn't go all the way up and then all the way back down. Your gains won't go forever if you leave the gym for a month, because you have something called muscle memory. What I want you guys to do is stick to it like I did. Just keep on trying to learn new things and get better in the gym. If you want to see how the progression continues, you might want to follow along.